Big Rapids, new number one. Here we go. Oh, whoa. What they got to do? Oh, he just did taking it right out of the record here.
It's a new language I just learned this morning.
Disc jockey ease?
Huh?
Just disc jockey ease?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Okay. How you doing this morning, buddy?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Good, yeah. Good. Life's good, eh?
Yeah. So it's time for Curries Corner with Pat Curry and Pete Kent and guests. Brought to you by... Go ahead, Pete.
Ford and Horn the third.
Yeah, okay.
You know them, Pete?
Pardon me?
You know the horns?
I do. No, I don't know the horns. Who are they?
You know the horns. Now he's making fun of me, Bob.
Yeah, you know. Hey.
I got all.
Hi, Dolores. I hope you're listening. Love you.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, well, let's talk about community today, Bob.
Let's do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's start with the, what do you call them things that people get on and they ride around and then when they quit, they just stop and leave them in the street?
Those little scooters? Bird scooters?
What do you think
Jerry Bowman has?
Somebody asked me, so does that hurt your business? And I said, well, if it does, if I trip over one.
Did they leave them in your parking lot?
I like Jerry Bowman. I think Jerry does a good job for downtown Star Shooters right here.
Yep.
And he's heading that little company up. I know he's doing all right with it because they're out on the street.
He's got hundreds of them.
I just wish the heck that they maybe. Do they have a meter on them? Do you know anything about
They have a meter.
You have to have an app, okay, and you go in the app, and it's charges per the minute.
Well, so, sure is bringing
it's like
a lot of
35 cents a minute or something like that.
And then when it runs out and stops, and you drop it right where it stops.
But there's no meter. See, if there's a meter on them, you could tell, okay, I got 5 minutes left. Let's get it off here.
I haven't ridden one, so I know there's a. I have the app.
Hey, if you
Bob,
ever ride one, I want
one.
to picture
Yeah, you want to see that.
I want a picture of that, Bob.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would.
How long you can ride one.
Hey, no, I have respect for Jerry and his bird scooters. I think I'm going to stay off of them.
Well, as long as the city's making a few bucks off it, and the company's making a few bucks off it, and the Americans that are not working right
free enterprise.
They ride them.
Yeah, free enterprise.
Now, if you see them right next to the city limit, you understand that they're geo-fenced, and so they can only go to a certain point, and then they stop.
Yeah.
So
I heard they couldn't go on Ferris either. I heard
they actually redid that so that they can take them on Ferris now. Yeah, I think they worked something out.
Hey, talking about Ferris, moving right along on community.
Yeah.
Bulldogs came back, won big time, 38
Yeah, 38-0.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that homecoming parade? Wasn't that great?
But anyway, they won 38-0, and I thought the football team looked pretty good. I didn't go, of course. I went to Newman Center golf outing, St. Paul, St. Mary, Father Jacob.
So the golf looked good to you. Yeah.
Golf outing was good, but Dan Hicks kept on telling me what the score was, and they obviously won the game and made all the Shibleys and Sontags and all those guys all happy about the big win.
Marianne Mendenhall,
Big
she always
tailgate
announces the score.
Yep. They did a special tribute to Betty
Hartig. Betty Hartig.
Yeah.
94 years old.
All her
93 years old.
students that worked for her were back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She lives on Ives Street there, the corner of Ives.
Yeah.
Really nice lady. Hard worker. Always see her out in the yard. Hey, but one thing I got, you're very rude. We have a guest here this morning. I know it's a little early. Wait a minute.
We don't want to talk
early.
about that.
Later. I just want to say we have
rude. Who the hell's rude? You're the rude
We have an
one.
OBGYN.
What do you hold my hand for?
We have an OBGYN in the office. Fred Gunther.
We're getting cozy.
Fred is running for mayor, but we're not going to let him talk right now. We love him. I love him. I served on the hospital board with him for 18 years, and I'm going to tell you, there's not a more dedicated. He's got the 4 Ds: desire, dedication, determination, and discipline, and he never gets discouraged for the 5th D. So if you run for mayor, you want to vote for a mayor, you want to vote for Fred Gunther. Period. End of conversation.
Okay. And we put that with a preface that if Jennifer Cochran would like to come on, we have to give her equal time. So there you go.
Joe
I had to do that because
Joe Biden
I have
sitting over to my right.
I have a license. I have a license
Ted
up here.
Turner on my left and Joe Biden on my. Hey, what did Clemson?
We'll give everybody all the time they
want.
want.
The stadium. Did you watch the Clemson game Saturday?
I did a little. Yes, I did.
What was they chanting?
Oh yeah, well.
Why are you putting him on a spot like that? Why do you
I'm
do
not
that?
putting him on the spot.
What were they chanting?
There you go. Yeah.
What were they chanting?
That's pretty sad. Huh? What's his approval rate right now? Hey, depends what direction you want to go in.
It's 0, okay?
If you want to go in his
Trump
direction.
for 2024. There you go. 100% of the vote.
Hey,
I don't know who could.
We're making Pat happy here. We're starting the Trump 2028 campaign. 2024, 2028, 2032, 2036. Trump, forever.
Well, now that Pete let the cat out of the bag, Fred Gunther is with us this morning.
Okay, there you go.
The reason I asked him to come on is he's been around here for a lot of years. He's been involved with the community for a lot of years, and I think it's great that he's run for mayor. I think he's got a real good chance to win because I think people like Fred, and I think they know what he stands for. But, I mean, if you look at his family, his daughter's here invested in it. Her son-in-law's invested in it.
Who is his daughter and son-in-law, by the way?
Emily and John Coles, obviously.
What does she do, by the way?
She's my optometrist.
There you go.
Mine too.
But anyway.
I see nice glasses.
Only because it's convenient.
And Fred's too.
Only because it's convenient.
That's good.
Fred gets free glasses.
She must give Fred a good.
Look at, we're all bespeckled in here.
Pete must got a good price from her. Because
I did, yeah. Oh, no, I didn't. $700-800, but I look good, don't I?
Yeah, you look beautiful. I think your color's good today, too. Thank you. You know, let's stop for a minute and talk about your color. Pete just underwent some serious cancer treatment last week, and you rebounded. You got to be a great inspiration to anybody that gets down because, I mean, really, a lot of people like you, you don't look good today.
I don't look good today.
No, I'm only kidding you. Joe Mendenhall would say that to him and shit. The next thing you know, he'd be sicker in hell for 3 days. But hypochondriac. But anyway, no, you got to be an inspiration. You should speak to cancer victims because you.
Well, you wouldn't want to talk to me too much last week, Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
On the wreck. I was a basket case last week. It was been a tough last week for me. Yeah.
But it's a mind game, isn't it?
Oh, a lot of it's mind over matter. Yeah, you gotta think positives. I think very positive. I like to think, here's what I can do, and I like to have fun. Everything I'm doing is having fun.
Yeah, and we don't want to start talking, get depressed or anything, but I do want to speak out about Marcy McDonald Hoskins.
Oh yeah.
She, Don and Maxine
Funeral's
McDonald,
Friday.
good friends of mine from Mount Pleasant.
Mine too.
Yep. Yeah, you went to school with one of them, didn't you?
My wife did.
Yeah.
Went with Mac. Yeah.
Yeah, but their daughter, the worst thing you'd dream is losing somebody, a child. And Marcy's 49 years old. Her sister Deb, they were on Facebook for the last couple of years through her journey to heaven, I call it. And,
Hat for Marcy.
Yeah, and that family, they just resilient. They just kept positive every day right up until she passed. The last 2 days, I think it was last week ago today, she really went into
remission, kind of.
But anyway, she fought that courageously, and she thought she was going to beat it, but it was her time to go.
Yep.
But,
she died at home too, which was good.
Yeah. And her sister right with her. Deb was with her for 2 years. I mean, people think great, but it's a chore to do that, and a lot of love. But anyway, our hearts and prayers are for the McDonald family, McDonald's from Mount Pleasant.
Yes.
But anyway, Pete, glad to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
Sun shining, another great day in Big Rapids. And like I said, we brought Fred along just to talk about his family a little bit, about his history. Fred played football right up at Tech. Yep. What year was that? 52, 51, 52, Fred?
Stop now. 71.
71 through what?
75.
Really? Did you guys have a pretty good team?
Average.
Yeah. Now, is that where Izzo and those guys are? Oh, they're from...
They're northern guys.
Yeah, about the same age as you, though.
Yes.
So you must have played against them.
We weren't good enough.
Oh,
At that time, Northern Michigan was awesome, and we were average.
Oh,
so they didn't put us on their schedule.
They didn't?
No, they were tremendous with Steve Mariucci, and they had great teams.
So you must knew them, though, being that
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So what position did you play?
I was a linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
A nice, benign, easy
Well, you're built
position.
like one. Yeah. Who'd you play then?
We played all Minnesota schools.
Really?
Yeah. It was called the Northern Intercollegiate Conference. We played like Winona, Bemidji.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them. They
Moorhead
played
State.
Ferguson basketball.
Yep.
Right.
And hockey.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
that's right. Yeah, and hockey.
And then
too,
we'd
yeah.
come down play Ferris and Alma.
You did
We
play
called
Ferris?
those our home games.
Oh, really? Yeah. 11 hours to get here.
Yes, and our parents would all go to
God.
the Ferris games. And Bill
Really?
Shively was on the team I played against.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember him in the team? No. Yeah.
We split with them.
Oh, you did?
1-1 in my time.
I'll
was
be
fun.
darned.
Bob Leach.
Yeah,
Coach.
right. I see they're doing a victory bell in honor of him.
Right.
They're raising funds right now for that, right? Is that right?
Yes.
And I got a thing from his son. We're on Messenger, and he said something about it. So I'll probably donate to that. I hope everybody does. Bob Leach, did you know him, Bob?
I did not know.
First undefeated.
See, that's Bob's.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
Bob doesn't know anybody.
I've only been here 5 years. I don't know anybody. They don't let me out of this
They don't let him out of this room here.
No, that's it.
Bob Leach, well, Fred, you talk about him. You probably knew him just as good as anybody.
I knew him when he was the head coach at Flint Central.
Wow.
Because I'm from Bay City, and we played Flint Central, and Bob Leach was their head coach. And then when he won a championship there, Ferris hired him to be their football coach.
Wow.
So I've known him forever.
I'll be dang. Yeah. See, small world, isn't it, Bob?
It is. Very small world.
When I want you to say something, I'll look at you. Like I just looked at you, so keep an eye on me, and I'll give you the cue to come in.
Yes, sir.
Pat, enough about talking a little bit here. I want to ask Fred. Fred, I've been really so Fred Gunther about being
You said that earlier.
I want you to say, why are you running for mayor?
Well, first off, I love Big Rapids.
Yep.
You have to have a love of your city, or it's not right. And this town and the people in this town made me a beautiful living over the last 36 years.
There you go.
And doggone it, I should pay him back.
You want to give back. Yeah.
And I want to give back to him, and I think I have a bunch of experience.
Ideas you want to bring, new progressive ideas?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't use the word progressive too much.
Well, new ideas, new ideas.
Pete does, though. That's what Pete is. He's all about progressive. Pete,
well, what are some of the key points that you want to stress?
I think Big Rapids is starting to lean away from being a family-friendly town. The whole marijuana issue leads you away from family-friendly. I think we have to start building back good family environment. And like the Hemlock Park project is a prime example of how good that is.
Who's heading that up?
John Coles.
Now, who's John Coles? Your son-in-law, right?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, that's the kind of thing that'll draw people to the city.
We just got to get it going. We've got to get that thing going.
Well, they've got to get bids. They've got to get somebody to do the job.
Nobody wants to work.
Nobody wants to work.
But they don't have workers.
They got the money. Yeah,
the money's there.
They don't have the people to build the money. Yeah.
There's the city's starting the infrastructure for the splash pad. They're going to put in new water main, new sewer, and they're going to get that done, I think, this fall.
They want the pickleball courts. Everybody wants pickleball courts.
Yeah, they do. And they're going to be over on...
Not everybody.
Where are they going to be?
Over on the middle school side.
Yeah,
so the middle schoolers can play basketball there, play pickleball there, and they'll be really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
The high schools the school systems let them put a new basketball court up.
Yes. So the kids can use that, too.
That'll be great. Yeah.
The schools helped with that whole side of the project.
Well, I'm not saying nothing until they're done, Bob. I mean, Pete wanted the mic.
I just was so impressed that Fred wanted to come on this morning, and I like the way Pat said.
We didn't want to come on.
Pat said I like.
Fred didn't want to come on. You asked him.
Well, thank you.
And told him.
Well, I think
Fred said I don't need to come on.
I wanted Fred to come on and just explain what his views are. What he wants to do. Why does he want to run? And he's kind of given us a reasoning why.
I think, Pat, you and I are in agreement that it's good that we have several people, or two people in this case, running for the office rather than always being one-sided. And we've always talked about that, where there's no competition. One person just gets in. So, yeah, there's going to be a race this year. So, good. That's how the American system should work, right?
Well, I know,
And
Fred, they both got their signs out.
We all have to be very careful about using the same people over and over.
Right.
And one person appoints the next person, and the next person appoints the next person. It's one train of thought. You need to bring in some new ideas and some new opinions into the city commission, or else it's just going to keep doing the same old thing.
Right.
Let me just say, because I have very good experience with Fred. I served in the hospital.
Well, hurry up, because I got to talk
Just hush a minute, will you?
Hurry up.
For 18 years, I served with him, and every year he came up with good, solid ideas for the hospital. And I know if he can do that for the hospital, he can do that for the city. And so I think everybody really take a look at our candidates and vote with your heart and vote what you think. And I hope you think Fred Gunther.
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah, that's very nice, Pete. In fact, do you have that recorded, Bob? Because I want to play that.
It is,
back.
I can
Play that as a commercial. That'd be a good commercial.
You are really
Pete.
bad. You are bad.
That is. I'm telling you, Pete. I'm going to give you a cookie for that one, chocolate chip. You got any, Bob? I know you got cookies.
No, I got. Actually, I do.
Yeah, I figured you did.
Well, I did
you look at Bob and you can tell what he eats, right?
Hold on.
Look at me. Look what I eat.
I can tell what you
Nothing.
You eat the Danish.
Oh, he's going to get cookies. Oh, God. I tell you, I love you, Bob.
You eat the blueberry
He's one of my
Danish. I know
favorites.
what you want.
Besides the other two disc jockeys in town, he's my best one. I like four of them before him, but he's in the top five. think there's only 4 other disc jockeys in town. Let's see, Kyle and no.
What are we talking about now?
You, I
We were
love
talking
him.
about you,
I love
buddy.
him.
Oh,
No,
okay.
the reason I like Fred Gunter is this: he's upbeat, positive, brought more people on the earth than anybody else in Big Rapids.
You're right.
I think in the last 25 years. I talk to people that know Fred; they like him. He's opinionated, as he should be, but he's an American with his opinions. And you know, it's easy for me to say because I agree with his policies. Him and I have talked about this. There's liberals and there's conservatives. Mm-hmm. Liberals, they don't like me. And I don't know why, because I like
you. I like you.
Oh, that's right. You are liberal, too. That's right. You are. But I shouldn't say they don't
Pete's
like me.
liberal.
I just, they're good people. Just because we have different ideas doesn't mean you got to hate me.
Right.
You know, I heard the other day that I talk bad about gays. I don't hate gays. Hell, I got 2 nephews that are gay.
Uh-huh.
I love gays.
What's
I mean,
their
they're
number?
good people, too. That is... Huh? No, Pete, come on. I'm serious. I love all people. I really do. I just wish they would understand me. You know, I'm not all there either.
Yeah, okay.
Are any of us all there?
Right.
We all have our little
You know why
niches.
we're here? Because we're not all there.
We are at B103 WBZX, the all-new number 1
But
rock.
the number word...
Sponsored
the
by
number one-
Bab Ford and Bob Moore III. We got to get that
God,
in. Jen would be so
You're
mad if
smoking
I
too
didn't say
much
that.
weed, Pete. He's too high this morning. He's on the old...
I still have the medication in me. Thanks.
There you go.
The word is, I like to use, Bob, is compassion. Have compassion for
Yeah.
everyone. It's a lot easier than hate.
Yep.
My Lord, just make somebody happy. You know, I think Jennifer's great. I think the commission, they're doing what they think. I've expelled on this before. I've said they're doing what they think is right. I think Tom Hogeson's been the mayor. He's been a city commissioner. He's been a long time. Done a great job for what Tom Hogeson thinks he should do.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Is the city doom and gloom? No, heck no. Is Tom Hogeson a good guy? I think so. Does his policies differ with mine? Most of the time, but doesn't mean we don't like each other.
Yeah.
And I think Tom sees that just like I do.
You know what they say about politics? It's all local.
But now going back to it, I think there is time for change.
Okay.
You know, like Lorraine James, she brings conservative viewpoints to the commission right now. She's leaving. So who do we have to offset that? Nobody.
Right.
Nobody.
Yep.
And so we need Fred on there to kind of keep a neutral site there in Big Rapids. He's not going to come in and be the change everything up. Just say, oh, okay, now we're going to do it this way. I'm a bully. Fred's a compassionate guy. And he sees both sides. And he's like me. He's like, why don't you like me? I mean, just because I have a viewpoint? Hell, he's from UP. What do you expect? Oh, no, you're from Bay City. That's right. But anyway, I brought John.
The wife's from the UP.
But I brought John here more or less talk about community in your family. I mean, Diane's been involved. She's in the garden club, right? What else does she do? I mean, she's, what do they call it? The Women's Federation of, no, what is it? The garden club? Diane's been out there. I see her working in the city. In the
She loves
flowers.
Big Rapids, too. She
Yeah.
thinks this is a big city. She's from a little mining town in the UP, and she thought moving here was moving to the big city.
Really?
Because they had 1,000 in their town, and it was a company town.
But she's
we
volunteered.
love it here.
But she's volunteered in a lot of
always.
things and always is out there. I know I see pictures of her all the time on Facebook, what she's doing in this and that.
The
She's
main
like
thing,
a lot of
you know, the wife of a physician is a bad job,
it is.
because I delivered over 5,000 kids in town, 7,000 overall. The wife has to take care of everything.
Yeah.
She took care of the kids and the life and everything.
All you kids that were delivered by Dr. Gunther, if you're old enough to vote,
They are.
vote, and get your mom and dad to vote.
Yeah, you see
Yeah,
a
they
lot
are.
of no, yeah, I know it. Time goes fast. doesn't it?
36 years is my oldest now
Wow.
in town. There's a lot of people.
Let's talk about Emily a little bit. What possessed her to stay in town and do what she's doing? That's great. She's doing a hell of a
Emily,
business right downtown.
Went up to Michigan Tech and did her bachelor's there because
Wow.
she followed my footsteps. And then when she graduated there, she went to Ferris Optometry School, which was an excellent experience for her. And then she has really a love for her family.
Right.
And she decided to stay in Big Rapids
Yeah.
because of that.
Right.
And then she started having kids, and then
Who introduced Emily and John? Who introduced those two
I think
people?
that Pete Kent guy introduced my daughter to her husband.
Matchmaker.
Renee Kent did, my daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Kents have been very good to the Coles and Gunthers.
No, I didn't know there was that big a connection.
Yep.
Fred's been so active. If you go to the new tennis courts, when they were building them, I said, there's a structure there. I said, do not touch that structure. Do not damage that structure. I said, that was built by Dr. Gunther. He did it out of his pocket, his money, his time. He also had 5 fingers on one hand. He got a little lackadaisical one day and cut a couple of them off. But we don't want to give him a high 5. We can give him a high 3.
But you got to remember, Pete, I built all 4 dugouts.
Oh,
too.
you did. You
did.
All the dugouts.
So
That's right.
Fred
Big Rapids High School out there. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
He's been so active. And
That was 20 years ago almost.
When
and
it
his
started,
his daughters played tennis with Big Rapids High School.
Yeah, Fred, I want to thank you for that. I forgot because Adam played baseball, and I said, who built those dugouts? Because we didn't have the money to do it. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
The school didn't have money to put.
Hey, wait a
they
minute.
had benches.
Wait a minute. Don't go there, buddy. Don't go there. We had the money.
Oh.
We had the money. And I'm
Just
telling you,
didn't want it.
we had the money. Yeah, we did.
Then why did I build them?
Where'd you put 'em
Because
in the toilet?
you were so good, so kind-hearted, Fred. You thought it was your civic duty, like you would for all our citizens right now in the community of Big Rapids.
But those dugouts have
Civic
heart
duty
in
to
them.
help.
Is
to help
Pete
our
pregnant going to have a baby or something? He's sucking up Fred pretty good this morning. My God. The guy's not God. But, Fred, let's talk about community again.
Right.
Tuba Bach.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that so dear to your heart? I mean, you have been an inspiration for a lot of people to join that. In fact, I went to one of those fundraisers. Ed Millette, we'll talk about him. I know you and Ed are good friends.
Yes.
But man, artist and a musician, and I wish you'd do it again. They had it down to CK's.
Oh, yeah, we had a good
fundraiser.
one.
Remember that? And you had plays.
A musical, yeah.
Yeah, and gosh, my wife and I went to that. That's been 10 years ago, probably. And you guys raised a lot of money that day, but you never did it again, did they? Or I shouldn't say you.
It's
but,
expensive to have.
Oh, yeah.
The food is expensive. The overhead's expensive.
Well, I bought your dad's wind chimes, and every time I go out on my deck, I hear your dad talking to me.
Tuba Bach's an amazing thing that Rapids has.
yeah.
You know, you got professional musicians in for a whole series of concerts, and
But why?
I can't play or do anything, but I love to listen.
Well, that's what I was going to
And so
ask you. Were you always into that, though, when you were in college? No. Nothing.
As you age, you mature in your.
I suppose. But how did you become friends with Ed through church, or what was it?
The music.
Music, huh?
Well, first off, he came to ask for money.
Okay.
You know, he needs funds to run it. So I said, well, I guess I better go to some concerts before I give you money.
Wow.
And then I was so impressed with Ed and his program. If you've ever gone to see Elvin Waddles play piano at one of his concerts,
I know.
It's absolutely
Incredible.
But a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And that's sad because like I told my wife, I said, you know what?
You
this
need
is
to go.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's
I
free.
would've
It's
never
free,
went.
ladies
It's
and
free.
gentlemen.
It is free.
And we ask for donations, but it's free.
Oh, you are involved
I go all the
He gives.
time. We go all, and we give.
Well, that's why he goes. It's free.
Well,
you
no,
do
we,
give?
we give.
Oh, okay,
And
good.
we donate.
Good.
And we
Okay.
buy.
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's it.
yes.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice when Ed's able to get it back in the high school, because they've had to really downsize it. I mean, they're working with another radio station in town and broadcasting those live, and that's a good service.
Bob, while we're talking about high school, we have a homecoming parade coming up the 15th of October.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be a big thing. We'll have a big football game. And how about those Cardinals?
By the way, guess
They're
where I
3-2.
was last Friday night?
The football game.
Yeah.
I know we got
I had
beat.
to stay low because I didn't want to get trespassed from the property by the other radio
I
station
know.
that would have me
I know.
escorted off the
But
property.
you know,
That's a
Big
sore-
Rapids.
you-
Big Rapids.
you,
Big
oh, no,
Rapids,
it happens.
Big
I know,
Rapids
but you
was-
got to quit.
No, we're
Big
at
Rapids
war.
was ranked honorable
War,
mention
war,
in
war.
the state of Michigan
Lord.
by the AP poll. They were ranked by the AP poll.
Who was?
Big Rapids High School football
Band?
was ranked honorable mention this last week by the Big Rapids
Before or
AP
after Reed
poll.
City?
Before Reed City.
Oh,
Reed
what are
City.
they ranked now?
Reed City is ranked. I don't know. I haven't seen the paper.
Oh.
The radio doesn't tell
You
me
have
what
it, Bob?
is.
I could look it up.
Rankings, look it up.
But I'll tell you something. I'm very proud of what Mike has done with his football team, the coaches. And Brian Ackey took me all the way through the change rooms, press box, on top of the press box, took me all the way through the football
What do you
field.
expect? You're on the school board.
Well, it was so nice. I
That
saw
guy's a privilege.
the home team rooms, the referee rooms. They've got a shower, bathroom in there, and we're having a board meeting today
In the
at 2
bathroom?
o'clock. No, about the Building Site Committee about what's got to be done left on the bond. And personally, I would like to thank everybody again for that $24.9 million for the bond you passed. And if you go out there, you look at our schools, you look at our all-purpose stadium, you look at our tennis courts, you look at our football stadium. It's auxiliary gym. It's just incredible.
30 seconds.
Okay, we are now on B103.9 WBZX.
Big Rapids.
Jen, Big Rapids. And Jen, I hope that makes you happy. I haven't seen you, Jen, in a long time, but Bob's been taking care of us on the donuts.
There you go. Yep.
And
Bob,
thank
you had your
Bob.
apple fritters. You
I
noticed.
had my apple fritters this morning.
Van Brockles.
She
wasn't because I usually come in and get 4 now, but she says, "Oh, it's 6 today."
I gotta say hi to Matt. I gotta say hi to Abby. I gotta say hi to Lisa, Jack Frizzell, Al Lawson. But one thing I was going to ask Pat: what happened new this week at Get Hooked on Curries? I was so impressed about that.
I want to know about this.
What was brand new?
Well, we started at the bottom. I cleaned the bathroom out first.
No, I wasn't talking about that.
Oh.
What did
Breakfast sandwiches.
Thank you very much. And who was your second customer?
Pete Kent.
I saw that. There was proof of it. There were pictures.
Yeah. No, Stan's doing a good job.
Mark beat me in for the first customer, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
I was just getting out of the hospital.
And Pat kidded you that you're never second to anything, and you were second to this.
On that. Yeah, we're going to go over that.
Hey, here we go. What do we say? What do we do? Let's go down the road.
Anyway,
I got to come over and have breakfast.
Yeah, it was good. Have the sausage and gravy if you like biscuits and gravy.
Okay.
And the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches.
That's what I'm going to have. I'm coming over after the show here. What time do they serve breakfast?
Right now.
Okay, till what time?
7 o'clock in the morning.
10 or 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll tell you something. That Stan special sauce. It's to die for.
Okay.
You are an inspiration.
He's eating his apple fritters.
84 years old, and this old boy just goes right at it. That weed is really working on him.
He should own a ad agency, shouldn't he?
I know.
I think
write him.
Fred, I think he needs to be your campaign manager. Is what he needs to be.
No kidding. Yeah. But anyway, Tuba Bach, that's one thing you support in town. I know you supported the public schools big time with your dugouts and stuff. People didn't realize that you did that. You did a lot. Now, what impresses me is a lot of doctors and professional people don't get involved. And they're good people, nothing like Tony Foster does. So.
Tony Foster gets really involved.
Yeah.
He's very involved.
You're right,
Conrad.
absolutely, Pat.
Yeah.
And Dr. Conrad was probably one of the lead people on how many projects, Riverwalk, and you name it.
Foundation.
But in general, you're right.
Yeah.
They don't get huge participation among physicians.
No. Years ago, being a small businessman, you get hit up by everybody. So everybody comes in. My little girl's going to New Zealand because she wants to be a national cheerleader in a world competition.
New Zealand?
Oh, well, I'm just using it.
Okay.
Well, hell, they go overseas for it.
Yeah. I'll go to New Zealand.
But first we got to go to Cleveland, and that's going to cost $2,000. And I think my daughter's going to win it. You never see him again. But anyway, so one day somebody walked in, and they won a substantial amount of money. And I said, you're about the fourth one today. And there's nothing wrong with that. We got to give back, and we do give back. And I'm not saying not to come in for contribution. I'm not saying that. But I said, have you guys ever hit on the doctors or lawyers? I said, they dang near make as much money as I do. Ha, 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 ha.
Almost.
Or do you ever hit on
Then a
Pete
couple
Kent?
100,000,
They hit
Pete
on me
Kent.
pretty heavy.
He flies in first class on an airport.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Most of the other professionals do too. Where does Pat Curry sit?
Row 38, aisle 4. 40.
Back by the bathrooms.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Don't let him kid. He's got a private plane over there in the hangar.
No, but
Curry corporate jet.
You know what they said? Never thought of that. And they didn't. But since then, a lot of them do, don't they, Fred? They walk into your office. I think I was the pioneer on that one.
Jerry Conrad, remember, he was one of the Big Rapids Community Foundation guys who he nailed all the physicians for a certain amount a year for 10 years to get that all rolling.
I bet they all...
Conrad's something else.
Yeah, I bet
Thank you, Amy Conrad, for getting all the grant money and doing that, because I think you did a great job. And Jerry and Rita, you did a great job. I donated, by the way, and it was a very good donation.
Amy Conrad,
his daughter, Conrad Stokes, is the one that got all the grant money and got them set up on that.
Oh, yeah. She's from New York.
She deserves a lot of credit.
Your mind's not bad after all, Pete.
Guy.
No,
Pretty
not bad
darn
at all.
sharp over there.
Yeah, a little sharper than me, because at first I'm thinking,
Who's Amy Stokes? You
Well, no, I thought myself maybe Doc and you had something going. You called him Amy. You know, I didn't know what the heck's going on.
Well, he's
there.
never done a prostate check. I'll put it that way with rubber gloves.
Matchmaker,
Lord, we're on the
matchmaker.
radio. Bob, what do you think of this place?
I think we need to take a quick break and
One
cool
okay.
off here. I think the steam is starting to. We
Yep,
got to take
do an
a
ad.
quick. Yeah, let's do it
Bob
for Bab
Let's do a little
Ford.
song for next time Return to Center. You didn't do that for me last week.
No.
And I listened
You got to
for
be
it.
here.
You didn't hear
You
me.
got to. Yeah.
I
Okay.
know it.
You
I
got to
know
be
it.
here.
I
All
We'll,
right.
we'll let Fred pick the song this
No,
week.
no. Return to Center, buddy. It's got to be Return
All
to
right, but
Center.
before we do that, we got to pay for all this decadence. So let's give Bob Horn and everybody in here.
Bab
has several
Ford.
openings in its Reed City location. Currently, they're looking for quality, dependable body shop technicians as well as top-notch detailers. Bab Ford is a great company, and these openings could lead to a long-term commitment. So to apply, simply go to Bab Ford in person during normal business hours. Be a part of the Bab Ford family, equal opportunity employer. Oh, there. Okay, so you're going back after your donut there, Pete. But we're going to talk about these chocolate chip cookies, Pat, because you were looking at that from a place called Tate's Bake Shop. Now, Tate's Bake Shop is in Southampton on Long Island, where I came from. Kathleen King and her dad, who was Tate, he's since passed on, was a farmer out there.
Okay.
She was a big listener, or they are big listeners of the station I used to work at. And she started making cookies for their farm stand. All right, so lo and behold, 20 years later, she has a national brand. You can find these in any big store all over the country.
Really?
With a humble beginning. You can walk into Tate's Bake Shop and talk to Kathleen there. And that's really an American success story. You talk about American success stories. Tate's Cookies. So if you're ever in some of the big, I think they even have them at Meyer or whatever. But go check them out. It's Tate's Cookies, and they are really, really good because they have that. They're like the home baked kind of thing. So I am a big proponent of Kathleen and Tate's Bake Shop.
They are so good, I can't believe it. My mouth's full of cookies.
There you
They
go.
are good. I want to reach out to Carol Oliver.
Yep, there you go. So. Well, if you need them, we'll get you in touch with Southampton.
Well, how do you get them? You bring them back?
No, they have them in the store. You can get them at Meijer, you can get them in Costco, some of the other big box stores. Or you can order them online, tatesbakeshop.com. So, but again, I mean, just humble beginnings. Somebody out here has a farm stand, and it just gets distributed.
Hey, Bob, you know what?
Yeah.
That's enough of them.
Okay, I'm going to shut
Anyway.
up.
No. Hey, you know what the other thing I want to talk about, Bob, this morning? And Fred, you can elaborate on
What's
this.
that?
Pete,
What's
Ken?
that, Pat?
Big Rapids Police Department.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Man, they're hard on those guys. I think we got probably the best police departments in Michigan. I'm serious. We have state police if we need them. Mecosta County, Brian Miller and company, doing a great job. And city of Big Rapids, Danny there, Haynes, she's on maternity leave right now.
Right.
But bringing another great American into the world.
There you go.
And
How about Fair Security? You forgot them.
I'm not done yet.
Well, keep talking.
Boy, you're jumping
Keep
over.
talking.
Yeah,
I
really.
never
He's
interrupt,
going on to the
do I,
next.
Bob?
He's
Bob,
going down
do
the
I
agenda
interrupt?
here. Yeah.
Yes. Does
Try
he
to.
interrupt? Oh,
Pat
I
never
tried.
interrupts anybody ever.
Ferris does a pretty good job too. In fact, their new commander John, I know John real well.
Okay.
He's from
Yeah, bring him in.
Livonia
I'd
area.
like to- yeah.
Yeah, real nice
What's
guy.
his last name?
John.
John.
Bobon, banana,
John
Fofon,
Leonard.
Bebop, Bobon.
Borkovich?
John.
Oh, it's not Borkovich.
No, that was Bruce.
That's Bruce.
Fred,
I know
Fred,
it. I know
Bobet.
that.
Anyway, getting back there, they're taking a lot of heat right now because this past weekend, you probably seen the blog, right?
Yeah, I did.
A lot of things.
A
went
lot
on.
of things, yeah.
Well, if we want more police, then we better pay more taxes. And if you want to pay more taxes, you better get a job. And we're hiring
Well, that was the
right now.
thing on Ask Big Rapids over there. Well, all the noise complaints and the parties going on, they got to clamp down on this. And, there's only so many officers that can go do that.
Well,
so,
you got to remember though, Ferris brings a lot of money into our town. They are kids,
right? And
this
one big weekend with
COVID thing shut them down for a whole year.
Yep.
Changed their whole world. So when they got a little freedom, it shows Americanism. But we've always had parties in our town. We've always had a little disruption here and there.
And you've always had people that want to shut down all the parties and
then,
hear crickets.
And then the county does not have the police protection or the enforcement officers to go out there south of town. Mm-hmm. And who kicked them out of town? The city did, right? Mm-hmm. I shouldn't say that too loud, but I am. The city wanted the students out of town, so they built housing south of town. But we don't have the capacity for our sheriff's department to go out there and babysit everybody.
big county.
And say, cut her down. You want to riot? Start breaking up one of those parties. But anyway,
The thing is, though, Pat, we got to have them not get in their cars.
Right.
Right.
You're
They were having a little trouble with them getting in their cars and raising Cain,
Yep.
and you don't want to kill somebody
No.
or themselves.
Yep.
So if you're going to drink too much, don't get in your car and drive around.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Make a little noise and carry on, but don't get in your car.
And don't rent one of those scooters.
Not when you're drinking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't
that
rent
would
a
See
scooter.
Bob
Yeah,
on one of those. But anyway, kudos to the police departments. Back them. We all here do back them, right, guys? I mean,
Absolutely.
they're doing what they can do and doing the best they can. You know what tickles me is the ones that condemn them so much are the ones that want them when they're needed.
Yeah, right.
I
yeah.
never have condemned them, and I really never needed them.
Yeah.
But I live in a little safe neighborhood, and that's
Oh, you have your
Way to-
failure to pays and stuff
No,
like
we've
that.
had
But,
our-
that happens,
right.
One class act
Drive
was
off.
Eric Little.
Yeah.
You always know Eric
he's one of the best.
on the horse. He has
Yeah.
the horse.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we don't have the horse out. It's good PR work. I don't know why we don't have them out more.
But speaking of which, coming up a week from next Wednesday.
Coffee with a Cop.
Yep. And
October
it's going to
6th.
be
Come on over
breakfast.
to the station.
So now it's going to be breakfast with the cop.
Fred's going to be there.
Yep,
Fred will
I'll
be
be
there.
there.
I'll be
Yep.
there. Yeah.
You'll be right there.
What time is that? What time is that?
8:30.
8:30.
Everybody is invited, and it'll last as long as people are there.
Is that
and
free coffee and donuts? Is that free coffee and donuts?
Probably.
Probably.
And you can have
Courtesy
breakfast
of
now.
Curry's, right?
Probably if there's only 3 of us.
Okay.
But
You
Well,
can have
for all
sta-
5 of our listeners, please make sure you get to Curry's.
You
next
gonna
week
bring your
on
banana?
Wednesday. I'll bring my banana.
We'll
Give you
share
half
it with
of
everybody.
Yeah,
Yep,
cut
I'll
it up.
share it with you. I always share my banana with me, with you.
Okay, that's
well, anyway,
No, I do for
Okay.
potassium. I have to have a
okay.
banana,
Yes, I know.
yeah.
Me too. But it just
for
sounds
you,
dirty.
for yous that don't know what
Use
coffee
that
with
don't.
a
You sound
cop
in Long
is.
Island now.
Yep.
For use that don't.
I thought I'd take you back.
Yeah,
home,
thank
Bob.
you.
You
Yeah.
like that, didn't you?
Yeah,
Look at the
yeah.
smile on your face.
Yeah. Well, this
Anyway,
is
do
fun.
you know?
I like being abused.
Do you know Bill Sell?
Yes, I do.
Whoa.
Well, there you go.
Not used to that.
Ding! I win one.
He's heading it up.
Yeah, he
Right?
is.
So Bill will
And
probably
he's
be
going to
there.
be in actually tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah. And then hopefully Eric will be there with his horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to see that because, I know I've talked about this before, but back years ago we had some trouble on the east side with some disruptive people.
Right.
Eric Little came in with his
Jump right
pony.
in with a horse. Yeah.
Yep, he did, and it cleaned
Yep,
that up.
yep,
I'm telling you what, he was on him every time.
I hope
Before
he's
you
in the
know it-
homecoming parade for Big Rapids High School.
Before you knew it, they all moved over to Woodward.
Hey, but I want to ask you one thing. Someone said you weren't Jim Neely's in Memphis for a little barbecue action.
Yeah, I was down there.
Why didn't you bring me back some bones?
Oh man, I mean,
Oh, that's as good as there gets down.
you know what?
Yeah.
I probably couldn't get them through TSA.
I've been there at that gas station at Jim Neely's and had it.
Yeah, what's that?
Barbecue, I've been there.
To Jim Neely's?
Oh, sure, right up the interstate.
Yeah, there you go. Well, they opened one
been
down by my
everywhere.
sister down in
Huh?
South Haven,
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's the one we went to.
I
but,
still like Kansas City ribs the best. So.
Yeah, I haven't. I got a Texas barbecue. I love that. And brisket.
Yep, love brisket.
Went to Buc-ee's.
Yep.
That's it's not really a restaurant. It's a gas station, a convenience store. But we're talking to Pat about that. It's a
We
convenience
should
store.
get some ribs in your place.
There you go. Yeah, tell Stan that.
Well, anyway, in your obituary, it's going to be a long one because I'm going to have part of it, a little,
Yeah.
I want you to speak at my
Segment.
funeral, by the way, too.
and you are one heck of a guy. When it comes to food, he's a
You'll be able to
connoisseur.
reincarnate.
That guy,
the time that
if he likes it, everybody in the world knows where the best place in the world
Yeah.
is. And it doesn't matter if you're in Denver, Colorado, or in Long
know.
Island, New
Yeah.
York.
I know.
I've been there. I've been there.
Well, he put
traveled all over
a
the
dry
world.
cleaners in every city in America.
I
Oh,
went all
yeah.
over the world.
Oh, yeah.
I went all over the world.
I know. It's amazing what you've seen in your lifetime. That's why I like you. I like to talk about you, what you've done. Anyway, getting back to Cops with a Cop, Coffee with a Cop, October 6th from 8:30 until whenever at Curry's Amico.
Is that all the police? Is that all the police? Sheriff?
Renovated
State
Curry's
police?
Amico, yeah.
City police?
Well, I'm sure Brian Miller will probably be there.
Yeah.
Brian's doing a heck of a good job.
Oh,
isn't he?
yeah. Brian does a good job.
His articles in the paper are so good.
Yeah.
You learn all
Good
about that
communication.
stuff.
Good
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah.
That's
And
what you want
involved.
to do, Fred. Every week you ought to have an article. Talk to the mayor. Listen to the mayor.
He is.
Question
You could write
the
that
mayor.
for me, then,
I will
maybe.
do that.
Yeah.
I will do that. Yeah.
Well, we'll if you're mayor, come on down. We'd love to have you on as much as you want. The door's always open. So, but by the way, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Bill Sell will be here to talk to us. I was just confirming the time here, so yeah.
Want me back then? Or?
Yeah. You want to come up and question him, sir?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You're eating a lot of cookies, Pat.
They're
the
good.
Whole
Yeah.
ranch is gone.
They're better than Van Brocken's donut.
Maybe he'll carry him at Curry's.
Van Brocken's, he was just teasing. He's not.
course I am.
He's
Yeah, I
teasing.
know, really.
Anyway, the Woofy tournament was done last weekend, too.
Okay.
Cody Wyman, Dan Wolfner, that died, a few years ago, heart attack, unexpectedly. But anyway, in honor of him, they had that softball tournament. Had a lot of good teams from out of town. I think they had 18 this year, a little down from the year before. But you got a lot of things going on. Football game hurt it bad. But didn't hurt it bad enough. I think he reported to me that they raised $4,000, and he gives that to scholarships. Cody Wyman from the city engineering department. Yeah, he's taking a big part of Big Rapids. I'd like to see that boy run for office someday. He'd be a good politician.
Yep.
He's got very good values.
By the
And
way,
he
be
li- he
careful
lives
with
by
that
the
button that you're
Constitution.
playing with. We put new batteries in there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so go ahead and hit that button and see what it does. Yep, up the other way.
Oh, there you go. Good. But anyway,
That's not a radio thing. That's really a
so-
visual.
let's move on
Yeah.
around here. What?
B1039 WBZX, sponsored by Bab Ford
Absolutely.
and Bob Horn III.
If you need a
Fred,
sampler, call Pete. You can come in and sample anything you want.
Did you go to the game Friday night?
I did. I was amazed at the stadium.
I am too.
Big, tall bleachers on the home side. You could
Isn't
see
that
beautifully.
great? Wasn't that great?
Amazingly good. Great.
You thought you were probably one of the college stadiums, didn't you? When you
Yeah, the
walked
small
down?
colleges, D3, it's just the same.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Very good.
The only thing is, Pete, I still think you need another drive-through there off of 215.
Basically, that's all commercial
If
property.
something happened in there, you have one outlet.
We have
there,
one
Pete.
way and one
Those people
way
are
in,
dead.
one way out. But we got everything under control.
Of course, where
For
else?
security reasons, we're
But-
trying to protect our kids.
But on the other hand, we're all a bunch of rednecks. We'd find a way out of there before something
I
happened.
thought they owned
That's
land
what they have
going
grass
out on
for,
the
you know.
215.
Do what?
I thought you guys owned land going out
We
on
do,
the
but
215.
that's good commercial frontage. And if we ever want to, just like Perry Street, when Perry Street came around, I happened to be lucky and had 20 acres on Perry Street. So I sold that. to
What'd you
Myers.
make on that?
I made a nickel or a dime. Not
Nickel or a
very
dime,
much.
yeah, right.
Nickel or a dime. But that's commercial property on, I think, 215th, and that will be some valuable property.
Unless there's a disaster, Pete,
Well,
and then you'd be glad to have a
unless
road
there-
going on
I
in
know,
there.
but we
That's
got
way more important.
we've
Safety's
got
more important than profit.
Everything
Thank you,
under
Fred.
control. We got everything under control.
No, you don't.
Oh, we do.
Well,
I'll tell you
I walked up after the game was already in progress, and you could get up. If people driving,
Absolutely.
I drove up there to try to find a parking
Absolutely.
place.
No, I disagree with you. I left early.
Yep.
Now, I told everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people from Reed City coming down, I take that 2-track out 215th after the game. And that raised a lot of money for my towing company because we was wrenching them out of there pretty good. But yeah, I didn't know it
Always
was
thinking
wet in
about
there.
business. Always thinking about business.
Yeah.
But you know what? Okay, I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
Yeah, thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
I think it's a positive thing for Big Rapids. I think it's a beautiful stadium, but I really, truly believe you should have put, and it's never too late, along Resurrection Life, and I'm not plugging in for them, but they have one of the nicest churches, most inspirational preachers in Big Rapids.
How about Shane Strickler and Tony Foster and the Dan? They put all that.
They could afford to do that.
They put the tailgate party on, and they had something like 6,000 wings and pizzas and stuff. So we got a lot of fans, and we got to give credit to everybody. And forget the road. The road is not happening right now.
Yeah, I
so
see
get
that.
that out of your head.
Trying to get that out of
we
there.
could
Get
have
back on the school
have
board or
another cup of
something.
coffee.
We could have
Do
Curry
something.
Canyon come up and
Talk
and
to the
just-
mayor of
Curry
Big
Canyon
Rapids if
Road
you want
come
to
up.
talk to something.
Well, two things I would do there.
Okay.
And again, this is
Talk
just
positive,
constructive criticism.
Okay.
A, another road to 215.
Okay.
You can always sell that
All right,
later
okay,
if you want
okay,
to.
okay.
But just put a nice,
right.
like Reed City did.
All right.
They go out to Patterson.
That way.
Why did they do that? Duh.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
so now you can alleviate that traffic congestion.
We got 2 roads, by the way.
Reed City came down here and played us, and I thought it was absolutely one of the best football games ever in high school history of Big Rapids. And I mean that. The score didn't reflect the game. 22-7. It could have been 22-22. Doesn't matter. 22-7. Reed City's big team.
Yeah.
Good team. They're going to go someplace.
What's the second
But
thing?
the consumer that came down,
Yeah.
I told them how beautiful our stadium was.
Yeah.
They all text me. Now they all did, 2 of them. Text me and said, Pat, you're right. The stadium is gorgeous. We love playing there. It was a very good game. Fortunately, we won. but absolutely you have a terrible system as far as getting in and out of there. That is a problem. So anyway, that was the corrective criticism I want to bring. The other thing I want to say
Can I answer that question?
Not yet.
How about protecting your kids? That's what we do it for.
Well, then you better put another drive.
We
in
have
if you
another
want to
drive. You
protect
can go
it.
right by central offices. You got a little drive. You can go right out by central offices. There's another drive.
That's true. So I'm going to start using that every
Okay, you
game,
can
and
do
I'll see
that.
how many
You can do
tickets
that.
I
Just tell
get.
Tim Ice.
Yeah.
That's for
I'll get
emergency
my
vehicles
barcode
only.
away.
Tell Tim Ice I didn't tell you that.
Yeah.
Or Don. Yeah.
It's something to look at. The
Well,
other
what's the
thing is,
second
I
thing?
think,
Just put it
second
out.
thing is this. On the north end of the football field, I
North
see a
end.
clump of trees up there.
Yep. North End.
And I said this years ago that they ought to be stripped all them down, and that should be a parking lot for the elderly to pull up there and designate it for the elderly to put speaker system. You can hear it up there. They can, like yourself, Pete, can't get out of your car to watch the game. And it
I
could
get out.
happen to you.
I get out.
Drive-in football.
I walk.
Well,
out.
I'm just
I walk
saying.
in.
And then that would give you
Yeah.
more parking
Okay.
too. But have that front row designated 20 spots, 30, whatever it is there. That would be a beautiful setting too.
Would you
to
be willing?
oversee
Would
that.
you be willing as Curry?
I would help on it.
Would you? That'd be great. I'll mention that to the board meeting.
Well,
today.
I'm telling you
Building
what.
site meeting today. I'll remember that. Remind
I'll
me.
tell you what.
Curry's lot.
There's enough people in this town. I bet you that would make
help.
that get
Okay.
done. Yeah.
You
And
want
when they score a touchdown, would they blow their horns? Is that how it works?
I think Fred wants
Hey,
to say
Pat.
something. Bob, Pete, quiet.
Michigan Tech does the same thing. They have a line of cars that can pull right up and watch the game, and they're all elderly or handicapped folks, and there's 10 spots.
Yeah.
They're always full.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's
So,
elderly?
it's
What do you classify elderly? Seriously.
Somebody
What is
can't get
elderly?
out of their car and walk
Thank
up
you.
the stands. You
Right.
can't walk up the stands.
Not you, but
There's
you can't walk very far.
I can walk. I'll walk the whole field. I walked up the top of the stadium, top of the press box. I walked.
Hey, Pat, what did you think when Big Rapids scored? What did you think of the lights?
Oh, hell,
you
I
seen
thought the
that?
electricity was going off.
Have
No,
you seen
we
that
Freaked
before?
out. I thought, get a road out of here, terrorist.
I think Pete must have paid for those
We,
blinking
uh,
lights.
like-
I loved it.
we
Yeah,
like-
after I realized what was going on.
I freaked out first.
I did too. I thought, holy shoot,
Blinking lights.
you.
for the
lights are
second half.
going off. This is
Unreal.
going to be havoc.
That's I think Brian Akey's game plan to do that. I think that's his ingenious mind thinking.
Who?
Brian Akey. He runs. Brian is a behind the scenes man, but he runs everything inside and outside of the schools. Everything inside and out, not the teaching.
Never heard of
but,
him.
But you will. Yeah, but you see what he's done. You see the football field.
What's his position up there?
He's on an administrative team.
Really?
And he takes care of everything inside the school and everything outside the school. The lawns, he makes sure everything gets done.
Oh.
Everything runs through Brian.
Oh, he's new then.
No, it's the second year. But
That's new.
he walked into a job that was incredible. The first
Changed the
year.
locks?
Oh, yeah. No, it's more than that.
Yeah.
But
All right, now let me chime
Did
in
he
for
get
one
the
second.
bathroom where the toilets aren't shooting hot water?
Let me chime in one.
What?
We got one other thing we got to thank up there. All
What's
right,
that?
we talked about football. We talked about a beautiful stadium. Got to talk about your music program
Oh, yeah.
and the band, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
are phenomenal.
yeah, Brian Ball.
Yeah. So I was really happy to watch the halftime show and watch them put that on. So kudos to them.
We are going to have a lot
Good
of
job.
band competitions. Pat doesn't
I
think
hope so.
But we're going to have, in the spring, we will have so much stuff going on that Big Rapids won't even know what's hit them.
Yep.
That's
Because
great.
We'll have everything happening.
Yep.
Everything will be, and it's all because of this all-purpose stadium, the tennis
got a
courts,
beautiful
the
track.
auxiliary gym. We'll just have all kinds of stuff. We're going to have graduation out there this year.
Good. Plenty of seating for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
But the band was outstanding.
They were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they were
agree.
outstanding.
My dad was looking down on us, smiling. My dad loved the band. In fact, I know a few years ago they didn't have a band in the parade, and he raised hell. Well, a few years ago, he'd been dead 25. But he raised hell. He said, no, you guys need to get that Ferris band back in there and the community's band back in there.
Absolutely.
Band's what make a parade.
Yep.
And boy, Big Rapids, they have a great band. I was really surprised.
It's
It's
impressive, wasn't it?
30,
the
40
quality of the
kids in
music.
there. Yeah.
There's more 30 or 40 kids.
Is there? I
Yeah.
don't know. 100 then? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of kids in that
Yeah.
band.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just like our theater program, our woodworking show. We have so much stuff that people don't even realize. You got to take time to get out and look at the Big Rapids school system. Go out and look at the buildings. Go
When
out
is
and
your
look at
open
the
house,
doors.
Pete? We need to
Open house will be is probably sometime in the next 60 days. And we want to make sure everything's right with the coronavirus.
Right.
We want to make sure everything is completed. We're having a building and site committee at 2:00 this afternoon, and I should know more by next week.
I want to know because the reason is that we can't just walk into the school and ask
No,
for a
but you
tour.
can walk outside the school.
Yeah, well, yeah,
You can walk outside the school.
I'd like to see
Yeah, I'd
what's
like to
beyond
see
the
it.
auditorium.
But
Why
we
don't
are
you do that
gonna- we
today,
are
Bob?
gonna have-
Walk around the perimeter of the school.
Yeah,
see
right.
if you don't get
Just-
picked up.
Well, go out and look at the football field. You've seen it.
Start peeking in the windows a little bit, too.
Bob,
Beautiful,
I'll take you out there anytime you want.
I appreciate that, but now I'll wait for the open house. I want to see the entire building because it's a beautiful
Or you
building.
can go over to Aldercare and jump on the bus when Pete and Hed's group go out
you
there.
We got 6 schools at all. We've got four new elementary. We got 2 elementary schools with 4 new additions.
Yep.
4 classrooms added on. Our elementary schools are running anywhere from 390 to 400 kids.
This is the Big Rapids
it's
Public
it's
School
the Big
announcement.
Rapids Public Schools.
I
Hey,
tell you what, I'm glad he doesn't like me. He likes me, so he talks about me. But he's giving Big Rapids Public Schools
Yeah.
more time on the air than any paid.
They
you know
deserve
what?
it. They deserve it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure.
He's
I
their
can't
ad
believe you
agency,
haven't
isn't
talked
it?
about Riverview.
But you know something?
The ward.
The citizens of Big Rapids, who now are going to vote in November, and I hope
They're all gone.
I hope they're going to be smart enough to vote for Gunther. But they passed this $24.9 million bond. The second time we ran it, we got it passed.
Every time you say that makes me hurt.
I know it makes you hurt, but look.
Here goes my motorhome I was
Look what
gonna
it's
buy.
done. Look at the jobs. Look at the teachers. We have a blue ribbon, national blue ribbon school in Riverview, and Fred doesn't say much about this, but Emily Coles, I think, his daughter is the only person who's been president of an elementary school and a middle school at the same time. She's president of the middle school PTO.
Right.
And she's president of Riverview PTO.
And how much money did she
And
raise
she
over the last
raised
5 years?
so much money.
Yeah.
She hundreds of thousands of dollars. And without Emily and John Mackinder, I think we'd be in trouble.
All right. Now, I'm not going to give her a plug too much.
Okay.
But I will say this about Emily. Integrity and honesty are 2 things she lives by.
She learned that from Fred
I wasn't seeing very good.
and Diane.
And you were looking pretty pale. And I
I know
said
I
to
was.
Emily, I said, Pete's not looking good through my eye.
Yeah.
She's come in and see me. Been 3 years.
Yep.
So I went in there, they tested my eyes and everything. And she sat down there and she said to me, she goes, Pat, your eyes haven't changed much in the last 3 years, which is, you're lucky there. And that spot on your eye, staying the same. So it's not any indication of anything going on. But she said, you have 2 options. One is prescription glasses, just your eyes, just a tweak. Or just your glasses are under warranty yet. You'll get new lenses free, and all you have to do is pay the exam fee. I said, what would you do? She said, I'd save your money and take the warranty. I said, well, thanks, Emily. I appreciate that. So I got them. So she said, they'll be here like next week. I said, fine. So that Monday came. I go in there to get them. So I take my frames off, give them to them, talking to their homely little girls that work in there. They're far from being homely. They're wonderful girls. But anyway, they took
The
my
opinions
glasses,
expressed
brought me
in
my
this
new
story.
ones out. I put them on, and I said, holy you know what? And Emily stands there and goes, what? I said, my God, I can see. And she goes, I got to tell you, Pat, the reason you couldn't see was your glasses were so dirty and so scratched up.
Yeah.
She goes, I don't know, anybody could have seen out of them things. But honest God, I'm telling you,
There you go.
what
Sometimes
a
what it
difference if
takes.
you wash your glasses and don't scratch
Yeah,
them.
well, yours are road worn. I
Well,
mean,
she
you're
said
out
you
doing all
talk in
those
horses,
cars.
that sand gets on them, and then you rub your eyes and your feet.
all weather
But
conditions.
anyway, I appreciate that, right,
Right.
Emily, and I've said that story to several people. I says, usually in business, and especially mine, I always try to oversell. No, I'm only kidding, Bob. But, she would have made more money if she would have sold me more lens. But she said, you know what, you really don't need them. And I said to my wife, I said, there's a good person right there.
Yep.
And didn't try to sell me something I didn't need, and I appreciated Emily. But anyway, she has got involved with the town a lot, and she's in downtown district paying taxes and employs how many people?
Pat, she's now on the search committee for the new Ferris president.
Oh, wow.
Good. Well,
That's a huge
Oh,
position,
yeah.
and that's
That'll do
great
that.
news.
How'd you get on that?
I don't know.
Well, I was on the one for Eisler, on the search committee for Eisler.
You're too old
don't
now,
care.
Pete.
I know it. But I just
So
want to
it's your
say,
fault?
I just want to say one thing. Mark, baby, he's one of our most loyal listeners. I meet him at coffee every morning, 7
Lord.
o'clock.
Yeah.
I missed you this morning. I haven't seen you except once in 2 weeks.
You know
Why
what?
weren't you at
You know
Curry's?
who we should have on next maybe is Dave Eisler.
Okay.
Because, he's on his
Hi,
way out.
Dave. Oh, this is Jen.
He's on
Hi,
his way
Jen.
out. He's on his way out, and he's done a good job over the years. So I think Dave's done a good job.
Jen, you know Fred Gunther?
Hi, Fred. How are you? What time is it?
It's time for us to get off. Return to Center's coming on.
I
and
sure
we're
hope
on
so.
B1039.
It's 9:30.
WBZX. No, it's 928. I'm sorry.
Where you been?
What do you do? Own this place or what?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Fred, appreciate you coming in with
on,
us.
return to
You're
center.
a good man. Wish best luck for all of us that you get
Vote,
that.
vote, 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 vote.
But we could talk and talk.
Yeah, I think so. I think
The thing I like about Fred is if you do have a different view on something,
Yep.
he doesn't dislike you.
There you go.
And I wish more people were like that.
Yep. It's all
Okay.
good. Well,
God
Pete's
bless
dragging you
America.
out of here.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fred. God bless
Yeah,
America.
Fred, thanks for
and
being
God
with us.
bless you all.
Yeah, and we will talk to you right here next week on Curries Corner on B1039. Let me get this thing going here so that Pete will still talk to me here.